Manga-Waido.
I'm Harumi Mita. I'm just an ordinary working mother. I live with my son Fuyuto and my husband Toru. My son was in high school now. I worked at a nearby grocery store 4 times a week. I had a pretty normal life. Fuyuto was entering his rebellious phase, but that was nothing out of the ordinary. We all been there. I was very happy with my life. It was nothing out of the ordinary, but I had everything I wanted, and I thought the good times would last forever. But then, a few days ago, I noticed my husband's bag on the living room floor. He never cleans up after himself. He was never good at cleaning up after himself. I picked up the bag to put it back in his room, but then, what the? Something shiny fell out of the side pocket. Is this an earring? It definitely wasn't his, and I never wore earrings either. And it wasn't Fuyuto, so something was up. Is he cheating on me? But him? He'd never do that. I wanted to trust him, but I was starting to have doubts. Then, when he came home that night, I asked him, "Hey, what's this? I found this in your bag. What are you doing with this?"
Ugh.
"You're not cheating on me, are you?" But then he said,
Fine, you got me. I'm having an affair. But so what?
He admitted it, just like that. I wasn't expecting that. I was stunned. Then he sniggered at me. He didn't even feel bad about it. The rage started to build inside me. I wanted to say something, but then he continued.
What are you gonna do about it, huh? You want a divorce? Fine by me. But what are you gonna do about money, huh? Ha! That's what I thought.
I hate to admit it, but he did have a point. Sure, I had a part-time job, but I wasn't making enough to put food on the table. Getting a divorce costs a lot of money, and I wasn't sure if I could afford it.
I'm home. What's going on? Everything okay?
Then Fuyuto came home from school. I think he knew what was going on, so I decided to tell him the truth. I didn't want to lie to him, and I thought he was old enough to know the truth, and I knew he would take my side. So I told him about what happened, but then...
I see. So you're getting a divorce?
Maybe.
What does her think about? Just leave him already.
Huh?
Look, honestly, I don't care what you guys do. I just don't want this to drag on. I got college exams to worry about, so...
What? You don't care if I get a divorce?
Nope. And I'm gonna go live with Dad.
What?
You thought he'd side with you or something? He's known about this for a while now. And he's totally on my side.
Is that true?
Yeah. I actually met his girlfriend a couple times.
Oh, I see. I never felt anything like it. I was devastated. I thought Fuyuto would side with me. When he was a kid, he stood up for me when I was getting harassed by this other mom from his school. This woman was being really mean to me, and one day Fuyuto couldn't take it anymore and said to her,
Don't ever talk to my mom like that again. Get out of here.
The mean mom was stunned. She stopped bothering me after that. He was such a sweet boy. And when I got hospitalized for a few weeks, he came to see me at the hospital every day after school.
Here you go, Mom. I got you some flowers.
He picked flowers from the side of the road and made this little bouquet for me. I still remember it like yesterday. He was the sweetest kid ever. What happened to him? The next morning, my husband said to me,
About what we talked about yesterday? You got any proof?
"Proof?"
Yeah, you said I cheated on you, but you got any proof of that?
"What do you mean? I showed you the earrings, and you admitted it. And Fuyuto said he met your mistress."
I didn't admit anything. I was just speaking hypothetically. I didn't admit to anything. And the earrings? That doesn't prove anything. You're such an idiot, you know that? I'm gonna go live at my parents' house for a while. I don't want to be in the same house as you anymore.
You're going to Grandma's house? Let me come with you.
Then the next day, they both packed their stuff and moved out, just like that. I was all alone now. I had nothing. I didn't even know what to do anymore. I tried talking to my husband a few times after that, but it was no use. He did have a point. I didn't have any proof that he was cheating on me. If we go to court, the judge will most likely side with my husband. And since Fuyuto was on his side, I had nothing to fight for. I was all alone now. A month went by since my family left me. I was exhausted. I didn't feel like doing anything anymore. Maybe I can hire a PI and look into him, but he was a very careful man. so I'm not even sure if I'll be able to find anything. Plus, I didn't even have the money to hire a PI. It was hopeless. So tired. I don't care if the judge sides with him. I want a divorce. I want to leave this place and start fresh somewhere else. I was ready to give it all up, but then the living room door opened. Then
Mom, you okay?
it was Fuyuto. I thought he was with my husband. What is he doing here? What does he want now? I was full of questions, and frankly, I was very upset with him, but taking out my anger on him didn't feel right, so I just said to him, Fuyuto, sorry about all this. I made up my mind, though. I'm getting a divorce. You and your dad can move back here. I'll pack my things and move out of here tomorrow.
You mean it? All right!
Huh? Then Fuyuto reached into his bag and...
I made it just in time! Here! I got you some proof!
Proof? Proof of what?
Proof that he was cheating on you! Took me a while to get all this together, but I got it! Here!
What? I was so confused. Slowly, I opened the envelope Fuyuto gave me. It was packed with evidence. Logs, pictures, text messages, you name it. What is all this?
Sorry about all this, Mom. I'll tell you everything.
Then Fuyuto told me the shocking truth. So we noticed that his dad was having an affair about 6 months ago. But instead of confronting him, he pretended to be on his side to get some more information out of him. Fuyuto was a very smart kid.
Way to go, Dad! You still got it! What is she like? Can I meet her? She might be my new mom, right?
My husband didn't suspect a thing. He was thrilled that his son was on his side, so he introduced his mistress right away. Fuyuto said he almost punched them in the face when he saw them, but he kept his cool and kept pretending to be on his dad's side.
I wanted to smack him in his face, but I couldn't blow my cover, so...
I see. But he soon realized he couldn't do all this on his own, so he asked his friends for advice and they volunteered to help him out. They took turns following my husband and his mistress. One of his friends who was good with the camera offered to take pictures for him. They all worked as a team to help him out, and when Fuyuto was feeling down...
Thanks to my friends, I got more than enough evidence against him. And his mistress? She was dumb enough to give me her card. I know exactly where she works. Oh, and here. I even got them on tape. Why are you crying, Mom? Aren't you happy? Now you can finally divorce his ass. He'll have to pay you tens of thousands of dollars in damages.
While I was busy feeling sorry for myself, he was out there trying to help me. I had no idea. Fuyuto, thank you so much. It's time for me to move on. I'm done feeling sorry for myself. I gotta get my life back on track. And my son, he deserves better than this. That man doesn't deserve to be a father. It's time to strike back. Fuyuto, like I said, I'm getting a divorce. But first, I'm suing your father and his girlfriend for damages. The pile of evidence you got for me is gonna help me out big time.
Really?
Of course, and don't worry about me anymore. I'm done feeling sorry for myself. I'm gonna be okay, Fuyuto, and it's all thanks to you, honey. Fuyuto seemed relieved to hear that.
Good to hear, Mom. I'll always have your back.
Thanks, baby. Things moved pretty quickly after that. First, I did some research and got myself a good divorce lawyer. It took me a while to find him, but he was one of the best in the business. My parents were shocked to hear about the divorce at first, but when I told them what happened, they understood. The lawyer was actually a friend of my dad. He was a really good lawyer.
The evidence your son collected for you should be more than enough, but we should hire a professional PI too, just in case.
So we went to this PI and handed him the evidence Fuyuto collected. He was very impressed.
Your son did all this? This is impressive work! With all this information, this shouldn't take long. What's your son planning to do after high school? If he wants to work here, he's more than welcome to do so.
He even offered Fuyuto a job. When I asked Fuyuto if he was interested, a few weeks later, we got the results from the PI. My husband wasn't even trying to hide it. Fuyuto and his friends already did most of the work, but this will come in very handy in court, that's for sure. So we handed everything over to the lawyer and he took care of the rest. We sued them both for damages, and when they saw all the evidence, they knew they didn't stand a chance if things went to trial, so they settled and paid us in full. When I went to see my husband to talk terms, Fuyuto offered to come with me.
Let me come with you just in case.
He was all grown up now. I was really proud of him. Then, at the meeting,
Fuyuto! I thought you were on my side!
His father was shocked to learn that he had betrayed him, but Fuyuto just said,
Why the hell would I take your side? You're a piece of shit. And from now on, you're just a stranger to me, so don't ever show your face in front of us again.
What? Oh, come on!
I'm serious! We never want to see you again! You mean nothing to us now! Stay away from us, you hear me?
That shut him up. I agreed with him 100%. I never wanted to see his face again. But then, on his way out,
But you did provide for me all these years. So for that, I'm grateful. Goodbye, Dad.
when he heard those words, he started crying like a little baby. I guess he finally realized what he had done. He was overwhelmed by guilt. In the end, he just kept apologizing to us over and over again, but it was too late for that now. And so he paid me in full and signed the divorce papers. But then, after the divorce was finalized, something unexpected happened.
One of my friends who helped me? Turns out his dad was a big client of his, and he also got a divorce a few years ago. His wife cheated on him. And when he heard about what Dad did, he decided to stop doing business with my dad's company altogether. He said people like him couldn't be trusted. They were one of his biggest clients, so I don't think this is gonna end well for him.
He was right. After that, my ex-husband got a big demotion. As for his mistress, she was up to neck in debt now after paying me for damages. Her parents disowned her and kicked her out of the house. She now works at some shady brothel or something. Sucks for her, but oh well, not my problem. As for me, I was starting to look for a new job. Until things settled down a bit, we were staying at my parents' house, but once I have enough money saved up, I'm gonna get my own place. Thanks for everything, Fuyuto.
Right back at you, Mom. Thanks for being my mom!
I had the best son in the world. Anyways, it was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out.